These are 100 LEGO passengers, and today I'm gonna give them an ultimate dream vacation by building them a massive LEGO cruise ship with different levels and rooms. Then at the very end, I'm gonna test to see if this thing can float. So anyway, let the challenge begin. Now, cruise ships are some of the biggest boats in the world, which means we're gonna need a lot of LEGO pieces. So my first step was to speedrun to the LEGO store to cop some. You're welcome, LEGO. I just made you very rich. Okay, I think we have some good pieces to start with, so now we can begin by forming the foundation for the ship. This thing hardly fits on my table, guys. Okay, the passengers have been waiting to board the ship, and they're starting to get very triggered. But we can't let them board yet because there's literally nothing on the ship. So the first thing we need to add are rooms for them to sleep in. I want to create 3 different types of rooms to fit the different price budgets of our passengers. Starting with these tiny 12 rooms, which go for the cheapest. Each of these rooms have a bunk bed to sleep 2 people, a small mini fridge, and a tiny bathroom with a shower and toilet. But this is pretty boring. So next to that, I'm going to add some upgraded rooms for our wealthier passengers. These rooms are a lot bigger with a bigger bed, a nicer bathroom, and as a bonus, you get a TV and also a balcony with a beautiful view of the ocean. And finally, in the back of the ship, I'm going to add 2 luxurious suites for our Platinum W Plus cruise ship members. Only the wealthiest can afford these. Each of these suites come with a king-size bed, golden lamps, a living room, complimentary drinks, 2 massive balconies, a luxurious bathroom. Sorry, I had to do that in a British accent, so it sounded extra expensive. And just like that, all the rooms to our cruise ship are now completed, but now is the moment to finally bring our passengers on board. And just like that, they're all in their sleeping quarters, ready to enjoy this cruise. But even after adding all these rooms, there's no actual activities for our passengers to enjoy. So the first thing that I want to add to this cruise ship is a spa and wellness center for our minifigs to seek relaxation. The first thing that I built is this hot, relaxing sauna full of sweaty, hot people. Next to that, I'm gonna build another room with a jacuzzi where I use these transparent bricks for the water, and also I built my very own ice plunge. And in this final space, I'm gonna build one more room, but this time I'm gonna turn it into a relaxing massage room with different kinds of plants, a professional masseuse, and 2 massage tables where minifigs can seek the finest relaxation. Okay, there we go. Now it looks like we have our first set of activities for our passengers to enjoy. Let's see if we can lift it. Oh my gosh. This thing already weighs so much, guys. And after adding some finishing touches to the front of the boat, it looks like we've now progressed to level 2 of our cruise ship. Now for this level, I want to add a boardwalk full of different shops, restaurants, and other activities for our minifigs to enjoy. Okay, I built out where all the shops are gonna go. There's a giant walkway through the middle. The first business I'm gonna add is this LEGO Starbucks, where passengers can select between different beverages, and Karens can make complicated orders, like a white mocha frappuccino with 2 pumps of vanilla and extra caramel drizzle. Another type of business we can add to this cruise ship is a clothing store. So across from the Starbucks, I built a LEGO Gucci store where you can buy only the finest high-quality designer clothing. Inside the store, you'll find watches, wallets, mannequins in the latest styles, and a personal assistant to help you find the perfect clothes for you. Now, an essential business that every cruise ship needs is a travel store where you can buy all the essentials you need for traveling, like postcards, cameras, water bottles, medicine, and those stereotypical Hawaiian shirts that dads always buy. Now it's time to give our cruise ship its first food spot. So across from the travel shop, I'm gonna build this LEGO hot dog restaurant. Here you can select all different types of condiments to put on your hot dog, and the workers here love their job so much that, well, this guy actually dressed up like a hot dog. Okay, that's our 4th business, but look at how much more space we still have. Now for our more wealthier passengers, this next business is a luxurious jewelry shop where you can buy premium jewelry for yourself or your loved one, like expensive chains, glasses, watches. Wow, this place be looking so icy that if the cruise ship hits it, it's gonna go down like the Titanic. Now next to the hot dog restaurant, I'm gonna add our next food spot to this cruise ship, which is this conveyor belt sushi restaurant. If gobbling glizzies isn't what you enjoy, you can treat yourself to some fresh, delicious sushi that is fished right off the boat. Now for young kids that are on this cruise ship, I'm gonna build a LEGO laser maze arena. First, you enter this lobby to sign a waiver agreeing that if you hurt yourself, you can't sue the company. Then you can choose one of 6 different laser weapons, including some custom ones that I built, like this one that uses binoculars, this one that uses a minifig hand, and this one which uses a drinking cup. Once you're ready to go, you enter into this laser arena where you can then battle with your friends to see who can take that dub. I also built the self-serve frozen yogurt shop. You can choose between 8 different flavors of frozen yogurt. Then you can add different toppings to customize it the way you want it. Something that every cruise ship needs is a lounge. So I built this small lounge area where passengers can enjoy free Wi-Fi, check their emails, make important calls. But not gonna lie, this lounge is looking kind of basic. So next to that, I'm gonna add an even larger lounge, but this one is only allowed for the coolest VIP cruise ship members. First, you enter this lobby area where you check in, and when you're verified and accepted, you enter into this private buffet area where you can choose between different food delicacies and enjoy them at this private dining area. But for those who want to party, you can enter my favorite spot in the lounge, which is this private dance room and this beautiful glistening disco ball. But with this lounge complete, it's now time to invite our VIP cruise ship members. So at the end of the ship, I built this Lego helipad to bring in a helicopter so we can transport all sorts of different celebrities and people of status. Okay, there we go. Now they're being escorted onto the cruise ship by security. But with these celebrities now on board, a massive crowd has formed of people trying to glaze, and it's causing people to pass out and hyperventilate. So the next thing that our cruise ship needs is a first aid room where people can get immediate medical attention. And inside is a professional nurse with medical supplies and a stretcher to operate on. Now with so many more passengers, there's gonna be a lot of problems. Like this guy's jumping off the cruise ship and recording it for his live stream. So we need to arrest him and add the next thing to our cruise ship, which is a small Lego jail. If you break a rule on the cruise ship, you'll be sent to this room where you're interrogated and asked questions. Then after getting a quick mugshot, you're put in this boring, depressing room. It smells like old people with a bed, toilet, a dead plant, and you're also fed moist, expired bread. And finally, there's one more space in this corner of the cruise ship, so I'm gonna turn it into a visitor center with 2 highly trained assistants to help answer any questions you might have on the cruise. There's pamphlets with useful travel information, an ATM, and a lost and found box. Yes! We finally got the second floor done. Look at all the shops. But let's not celebrate yet because we still have one more floor to build. But instead of shops, restaurants, and lounges, I'm gonna turn this top deck into an open area full of outdoor activities. Okay, the first activity I want to build is a mini golf course. I'm gonna build different holes offering different challenges. Like this first one where you have to hit this ball up the hill and into this alligator's mouth. For the second challenge, you have to get the ball over this bridge. Then it can pass through this windmill that can rotate and block your ball. For this third hole, you have to get the ball up this hill, back down through these small obstacles, and into this hole at the very end. And for this final challenge, you have to hit the ball up on this platform, down this slide, and into the hole. Okay, I think I'm done building this golf course. These people can start having fun, and now we can work on the next thing. In this next space, I'm gonna build an outdoor Lego amphitheater where passengers can sit down and enjoy our cruise ship's very own talent show with different performances like a magic show, motorcycle crossing, a band that plays music, a dog show, a medieval play, and this clown. Okay, the minifigs are enjoying the show and they all look very happy. So while they watch the show, we can move to the next idea. Okay, the next thing that our cruise ship needs is a swimming pool. So I built this giant one in this empty space, and all we have to do now is just fill it with water. Nice. But to make this pool even cooler, I'm gonna add 2 slides on one end so people can slide down like how I slid into your mom's DMs. And finally, I'm gonna also add some trees around the pool. And there we go. Now we can invite the guests of our cruise ship to enjoy this pool. And now they're all splashing around and look very happy. Oh dang, why is the water yellow over there? And finally, we have one more space in the very back of the cruise ship. So I'm gonna turn this into a giant tower for the captain of this cruise ship to drive the boat. Inside, I'm gonna add a steering wheel with lots of complicated buttons and computers to control the cruise ship and make sure that it's running properly. And I also want to give the captain his own space to stay. So I'm gonna give him his very own living quarters with a bed, a kitchen with a dining room, a living room, and a bathroom. But of course, every cruise ship isn't complete without its captain, so here he is. And I'm gonna name him Captain John W, because he's actually a W, guys. Let's go! Let's freaking go. The cruise ship is finally done. This took over a week to build. This cruise ship now has 3 separate levels, but we can't celebrate yet because we don't know if it's gonna float. Obviously, this boat isn't gonna float by itself, so I speed ran to the store and bought some foam pieces to put on the very bottom of it. Okay, it's on there. So now the time has finally come to put it in the water, and let's see what happens. Oh my gosh, let's go. Yes! That is incredible, guys. 150,000 likes, and I'll do a part 2 where I build a private island resort for this cruise ship to travel to. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Stack it up, add it up, stack it up, add it up, stack the bricks, stack quick, let it click. You know I'm lit.